because one side is more of intellect, another side will be more of spiritual.
Let's see, let her come first.
See, for your information, Vilas, somebody forwarded me this Yakshagana, Talamatali is there, no? About Shankara. And the first time I saw that experiment, so one person played the role of Mandana Mishra, that is Dr. Prabhakar Joshi. He's a great scholar. No? And the other side is one more person. He's also great in Talamadya. So these two people, they are talking to each other. Now, yesterday I heard. It's about, I think, 3 hours or so put together. Sunday and yesterday I finished also.
Okay.
So nice explanation. One side, Mandana Mishra says, see, both are Vedic only, but Mandana Mishra says, only through yajna you can achieve. There is no Devata Radhana, means keeping one idol and doing puja and all that, not required. It is not right. And then other side is Shankara. And he's talking about the basic principles, what is Veda and why Veda, what is Atma, and how to understand this. And then the discussions, about 1 hour discussions between these two, Vada and Prativada. And finally, the Mandana Mishra has accepted that, yes, the Advaitam part, what explained by Shankara, is perfect for him. And I will share that with you, because it's based on all our Tattvabodha and all those discussions. And they have also brought the Sankhya Shastra, 0, 1 and all that.
Oh, good.
So many new things they brought to understand this in a much more better way for people like me.
Sure, you can share. It will be good.
I'm very sure they have put in a lot of effort to bring it to that level.
Yes.
Yakshagana is not that easy, bringing based on all these philosophies.
Right. And there comes Padma Shri. Good morning.
Morning, Padma Shri.
Good morning.
Yeah, Padma Shri, we are waiting for you.
Yeah.
For your talk.
I don't have anything to. I have not had the time to prepare at all. I was.
No. You don't have to prepare. You can start from wherever you want to start.
No, you gave a homework. That means it required preparation, right?
Yes, you should have got prepared. Now you can't give me excuses that you didn't prepare. So you have to now do an extempore. However, whatever it is.
Plus, you have best audience. 2 people are waiting for to listen to you.
Yeah, I have not listened to any of you, so I don't even know what I should do, identify in this whole thing.
No, the questions were straightforward, Padma Shri. How did you get into it? What are your observations? And what is your expectation? All of that. That's all. Nothing more. It's not that you are going to do any PhD here. So if I were to give you the questions, it goes like this. Why and how you got into it? What were you seeking at that time? How it has progressed in your life? Whom all did you follow and what were the learning? When did you seriously start contemplating? What made you to start contemplate and what is the result? Where are you heading as per you with regard to the experiences? What you want to accomplish going forward, and what and how you want to practice? What methodology suits you and why you think it is workable? That's all. Very simple.
Okay. I don't know when my journey really started, because from very young days we have heard a lot of stories about so many spiritual seekers, not from the perspective that they are spiritual seekers. And it so happened that my father has been so close to literature also, so a lot of Tamil literature related spiritual teachings, and he has translated, he has talked about it. So from a very beginning we have been in an environment which allows us to think, but I have never been a very great I have never followed much of the rituals or anything like that, even though there were a lot of puja things that were going on at home. I have never been a very big fan of rituals and other things, but certain things as I grew up, I felt traditions have to be maintained because there are others who are also involved, and I am not the only person involved. So I have followed certain traditions from a very beginning. I have not been looking at how to correctly do things in a perfect way for puja or any of those things. So we had a lot of gods at home. We had a lot of god photos at home. But we have been, and we used to go to Mantralaya. We used to go to this one. But we have never been as a family. We have never been that kind of people who feel that okay, we have to do all these things. Meaning we have to go once to Mantralaya every month, or we have never been like that. So for me, I have never felt all these things as a compulsion in my childhood or as I was growing. But then a lot of these stories that have had a lot of impact on me, meaning a lot of stories which my father and my mother shared with us as children, have had a lot of impact. Right from Purandaradasa's story, or Ramana Maharshi's story, or even the story of what Lata was, Arunagirinathar. Lata was also indicating one. So all these stories have had a lot of impact. And Meera, I used to watch some of the Meera and Meera bhajans I used to listen to, try to understand the meaning of it. So these were some of the ways where I was involved in spiritualism. And I have always, and I don't know, I have never sought for anything, meaning I never said I have to get liberated or I have to get realized. All these things have not been the thought of self-realization, or even giving a word to it, or giving a word to my thoughts, have happened only in the last 2 years when I've had my discussions with you. So many correlations have happened in my mind after having those discussions with you, meaning the stories that I heard as a youngster and the thoughts that have come. I try to link things and then understand it in my own way. Even today, I largely feel, I don't know, I somehow feel very inadequate in this company, because I feel I am one who is still looking at all these regular duty, meaning regular activities, as some of the important activities in my life. So, meaning important in the sense that I spend time. I don't say they are important, but I spend time on that. I'm not able to spend as much time or this one contemplating or doing meditation, or I've never done a meditation in a true sense. Meditation I have, meaning true sense in the sense, I've done meditation as a part of my work, meaning when I'm doing my work, I am in a complete engrossment with that work. But I have never sat in one place and done any meditation, sat in one place and done any puja. I have not done any of these things. So I feel I'm still groping in the dark, trying to find out what my individual journey is. Of course, intellectually, I have picked up a lot of things that have been discussed across. So I have understood a lot of things, but from an experience perspective, I still feel I am groping. So I don't particularly have anything that big to share and say that this is what is my journey. My journey is I feel still started. But I feel that there is a necessity for me to get off this material requirements, this material duty, the material work that I am doing, and move towards something bigger. That I don't know what is that bigger. So I still don't know what that bigger is. What makes me happy, I still have not been able to understand. Meaning, is it that I have to do it in terms of having compassion for others and doing it in action? Meaning compassion for others, feeling compassion. Yes, I do feel the compassion. I do feel this one. But then, what action I have taken for feeling that compassion? I still feel inadequate there. So there is always this kind of a, what do you call, I think something and then I feel what is the action that I've done towards it, and then when I see that I have not done any action towards it, I still feel I have not done enough, or I have not understood the very aspect of it. And I am not so much of a, I don't know, because I have never thought about next janma or the previous janma. So for me, I have not given big thoughts about I should not be born, what I will be born as next in the next janma, and all those things I've never given much thoughts. And even when a lot of discussions happen, my thoughts are not towards that. I always think about what I'm supposed to be doing now, but then again I don't have any expectations of that. What should I be doing now so that I don't get born again? That is not that thought has never come inside me. So for me, I do not know whether this is good enough to be on a spiritual path or this is not a spiritual path. I am just trying to be, meaning I am trying to remove the bad in me, and so that and when you are saying Sat is also it's not neutral. Sat also means that you're wanting to do good things. So I don't know. I still feel I'm wanting to do good things. I'm not in a place wherein I say I have not, meaning it is not me who is doing it. I don't. When I'm doing my work, I don't get those kinds of thoughts. It is difficult for me to push myself to think that it is not me who is doing it, because I don't even think about myself then. Meaning, it is not about, I don't force myself and say, who is this, who is doing. I have not asked those questions to myself. I still feel I'm in the beginning part of the journey, and what I'm looking out for, that also I still don't know, to tell the truth, because though I have understood what all has been talked about now, I don't know whether I have the same feeling. That is, I should be. I feel I should be compassionate to people. I should be doing my duty or whatever. Meaning, duty is a bondage. If you're saying I should do my actions, whatever that are required, but then I should not attach any feelings to it. These are the only few small things that I feel I want to achieve. I still don't have that very high aims of not being born or getting liberated. First of all, I don't know what completely liberation is. I know theoretically what it is, but I still don't know what it feels like. And as you always say, that if I experience, I will get it, and I feel that way I'm not experienced.
No, if you had known, then we can end it itself. No problem. So, thing is, see, the reason why this reflection, do you know why we are reflecting?
At some point in time, just like any project, at some point in time you have to stand and see whether you're doing the right things, whether it is meaningful or not. Whether if you continue that way, you will achieve what you want. So at some point in time, taking stock of the situation and reflecting is a good thing.
Yep. Fine. So I feel, Padma Shri, it is good to note down, write like a notes for oneself. It is very good to do that, because that gives a clarity on where you are heading and why you are heading to, and what, see, unless you see dissatisfaction in whatever you are doing, you shouldn't take any other path. Let's say I'm happy with my work, then there is no need for me to look at something else. That is how it should be. So only when you see dissatisfaction, only when you see limitations, only when you see that no matter what one does, it all ends up in rubbles. Just as an example is that no matter whether a person has 100 patents, once a person dies, or even if he has a Nobel Prize or whatever it is, nobody cares, and another person will come and he will find something else, and that other person's effort and everything is gone forever. So if you tell me that I don't know if there is a past life, future life and all that, that makes some sense. But then when we look at it, where we are going, or why did we arrive here and where we are going, that is most important. Because whether we believe in past life or future life, that is secondary. But we all know that there is a way we have come, and there is a way where we're going. We are seeing so many deaths, so it should be a highlighting factor that where does all these people end up going, and from where does all these people end up start coming, whether they are different beings, but how do they, like when we first met, you had asked me one question, why there is so much of human population. So if how does that progression happens between different beings, and how do they come as humans? So these questions can be answered in a way when you try to get deeper into it. So presently what you're saying, I agree with it, that you have not prepared and you are not knowing what to do. But what I'm saying is that today especially, I think you need to... One second, Padmashree. Last number. So I think today we need to spend time on that, all the four of us. It's not that you are exclusion or somebody is an exclusion. We all need to do it. That is the best thing to do, because that gives us clarity, us in the sense the individual, the clarity, and also in what way I could be of help. If at all I can be of some help, then that shows what I can be of help. Because the 18th chapter, what we are doing on Bhagavad Gita, presumes that you are already a realized person. By that 13 chapters, a person is ready for realization. From 13th chapter to 16th chapter, the person is realized. 17th chapter condenses everything about the different ways of doing things, and 18th chapter starts with what is liberation and how does one get liberated in life. So if the question you have is, I don't know what is to be realization and what is to be liberation, then it becomes a problem for you, not for anybody else, because either you are in a wrong train, or we are not helping you enough to get you into the way it should be looked. Otherwise it just looks intellectual, it just looks something which cannot be done or which cannot be achieved at all. So I think Padmashree, you need to today take that opportunity and speak about, whatever you want, you can speak about. It is your time. Yesterday, maybe I'll share the video of what Lata and Bhatt had informed, and that I will certainly do it after our call, and you can hear to what they say. But today is your time, so you can't end up very small. So you can go ahead and explain what you have understood so far, and where are the challenges you are facing, and in what way three of us can help you. Okay, and in what way I can be of help, because I am going through the scriptural references and explaining in one way, explaining another way, explaining through the experiences what I'm getting and all that. So each one of us, if you think we can help you, and if there is something what we can learn from you, definitely that is even a better thing. So go ahead.
No, Vilas, I don't think I'd be able to tell anything very clearly like that, Vilas. Because in my mind, I am not very clear, so it is not coming out clearly. So
No, when you say in the mind it is not clear, now let us work out on that. What clarity, or why are you seeking in the first place? Let's start with that. That's the best way to start. What makes you seek?
Needing peace.
Okay.
Meaning peace with myself is the reason that I want to.
Right. Okay. So that means there is dissatisfaction in whatever you are doing. That you are able to see, right? Or are you able to see satisfaction?
Yeah. No, there is. That is why there is this seeking. But then I know I am seeking something, but I don't know what is that it should be exactly to give that satisfaction.
Okay, see, the thing is, to clarify to you, is that what is peace? So let's come to the topic. What is peace as per you? And the Sanskrit word is Shanti. So what is peace? What are you expecting in peace?
Not thinking about the next.
I didn't understand what you said. Padmashri, I'm not able to hear. Yeah,
Sorry, there was a problem. There was a problem with the network. I don't know where I got disconnected.
no worries. So you were explaining about peace. I mean, my question was.
In my mind, I do a lot of planning. My mind is full of planning of what next to be done, and it's never comparison. It's not generally comparison of what I have, what I have, and how much more I should earn or anything like that. It's never about earning money, etc. It's about the fact that I've come here to do something and I have to do that. So for doing that, I do a lot of planning. And sometimes what you say is that I keep thinking about that also. Planning is the worst part of the whole thing. You cannot plan. You should not plan. And I don't know, all these things I'm not able to relate quite myself. When I listen to you, I feel it is right, but still I end up doing the same thing on a daily basis. So I do a lot of planning for what work needs to be done, what cooking needs to be done, so I'm more in the mundane activities. And then sometimes I think about stories like Bhakta Kumara and all. Yeah, mundane activities, doing mundane activities is not generally wrong, is what also I feel, because there is always some stories which I relate to. I don't know whether you are able to get what I'm telling, but because nowhere they have said that you should leave everything and do it. So meaning the spirituality is not about leaving the activities which you need to do. Maybe duty is a wrong word, but then nowhere it is said that you're supposed to leave the activities which you're doing. So it always talks about doing those activities and still be completely in unison with the what do you call? Okay, I call it God, but I don't have a form for the God. I don't have a picture of the God, but then I call it God, but I call it the supreme energy that is there, the universal energy that is there, and that is nothing but the Brahman which we are talking. So how you still can do that, meaning doing mundane activities, you can still be in unison with that Brahman. So there is always a tug of war in my mind whether this is the way you have to do it, or you can still do the mundane activities and be in unison with Brahman. So that fight is always there in the mind. So I end up putting points here, putting points there, and then finally I don't get an answer, and then I start to do the regular work that I'm doing and move into the actual aspects of the daily life, like okay, there are meetings for which I need to prepare, there is some document I need to prepare, then there is some cutting vegetables I need to do. All these things I do.
No, that is correct, but you wanted peace, so can you explain what do you mean by peace?
No, as I said, I don't want to do any kind of planning. I just want to be in the present. I don't want to think about what activities are remaining, how I should be doing those activities, etc. I don't need to. I don't want to think about it. I don't just want to be in peace with myself, wherein I don't say, okay, I don't find my mind thinking about what next. This has to be completed by this time. I don't want to think that, and as long as I'm going to think that, I feel there is no peace.
No, that is correct.
So I am fully in doing the worldly activities. I'm fully in that. That is what I said. But then at the same time, I don't feel that is completely wrong also, because I have stories which also tell me that you need to be doing the same thing. Meaning, I know about stories wherein people do these mundane things and still are one with the Supreme Consciousness. So, from that perspective, I don't think it is wrong, but I don't know what I should be doing. For me, peace is that I don't need to be doing all those things. Meaning, I don't need to think. Not that I don't want to work. I should not be thinking that I should be doing all these things.
Okay. See, the confusion, I believe, is between to work or not to work. That will only get resolved when you see.
No, it is not to work or not to work. Again, I'm trying to tell you clearly, I don't mind working, but I don't want to think and plan.
Yeah.
But my mind is always thinking and planning.
Right. So when you think and plan, it goes into the future. So when you go into the future, you lose your peace. When you go to the past also, you lose your peace. And when you're in the present, you have only peace. But then you have to let go of planning. So now you say that you still have to plan. So now you are going in a paradoxical situation.
No, I still have to plan. No, that's how my mind is working, is what I'm saying.
No. If you want to achieve peace, then you have to work towards non-planning. If you still say that, no, I will continue to plan and also work with peace, you will not get peace, because planning will work.
Yeah, well, what you're saying is right. That is what I try to achieve. As I'm answering my own questions, I will be trying to achieve that.
No.
That is what I'm saying. Meaning, I know that this is the mistake, but the mistake is happening.
No, in that case, what is happening is our daily session somehow is not giving you the clarity of either why should you not plan and how you should stop planning, or how to get peace. Because if you get peace, then you will stop planning. And because you're not getting peace, you have to plan for the peace.
Yeah, maybe what you're saying is your conclusion might be right. Yeah, maybe I'm not getting the right. Meaning, I am not taking the right things and putting it into practice.
Yes. So the first way to attain level of peace is to remove the logic. Can you do that? Because peace and logic don't work.
I don't know. I don't know whether I can do that, because my mind is so trained to think about logic that it will take time for me to get out of that logic.
Because now peace is a subjective statement, right? So now somebody is peaceful and somebody is not peaceful. Looking at the same, let us say there is a team which is working on one project. One person might be very peaceful, not worrying about the outcome, and another person might be totally disturbed about what is going to be the outcome of the project, because they both are looking at subjectivity. So the person who is disturbed will feel that this guy is very complacent, and the person who is really peaceful with himself would feel that why this person is jumping up and down. How does it really matter? So in this scenario, you cannot use logic. The moment you use logic, you are already moved out into planning, because now you want to either make that person who is complacent to start working as per what you think he should be working, which means your peace is gone, or you want to make that other person who is very disturbed or very much excited that why this should be done this way, that way, and you would like to congratulate him because it seems that he is very much interested in completing of the project, which in that way also the peace is gone. So the peace what you have is conditioned now. It is conditioned by this person or conditioned by that person, and also conditioned by the project. So that means literally you have no peace.
No, for me, these examples actually don't draw a parallel, because I don't think about others at all in this whole process.
Not others.
No, what I'm saying is, whenever such examples are there, I'm not able to draw a parallel with my situation.
No.
So what I'm saying is, I would rather feel nicer when it is fully about ourselves, because I don't really think about whether something. See, one I always used to think from very young is that my work is to do the actions, the result of the actions, however it comes, it comes. But I have to strive to see to it that I do it right. So that has always been the case. But then for doing it right, I do the planning.
No, that is correct.
Doing it right, I do the planning. And generally, when examples of other people come, I disconnect myself, because I don't think about other people. Yeah, even if I have to do meaning if I am the line manager, I have to distinguish between people. I do distinguish, but none of those things are so close to me that I start planning about all these things or putting logic about all these things. I am able to be away from those kinds of things. But what I am not able to be away from is about myself doing the planning, myself doing the right thing.
No, because the problem is that you think you are doing it right. Because that is how you have tuned yourself.
Meaning how I am thinking is, logically, if I do this, the result should be correct. Meaning that's how I do it. I apply logics everywhere. I think that, okay, this action, you have three ways to do something, and then I think that, okay, this way will yield the better result, and then I do it. So this requires my mind to work on it, my mind to think, my mind to plan it, my mind to think about the options.
That's correct.
My mind to say that, okay, evaluate these options, 4 options. So I'm doing this as a continuous process in my mind. So my mind is not free to do anything else.
Perfect. No.
Because of that, my mind is not at peace.
No, it should be in peace, right? See, you have already selected what needs to be done. You already planned sufficient enough to ensure that it is done, and you have done.
The situation keeps on changing for me, right? Meaning I need to do something. It is not that life is at least this one doesn't. The situation for me is not that I choose one and then I keep going on that path. Every minute there are new things that are coming in. For everything you have to do that thought process. So mind is not. I cannot be at peace because I selected one for one situation, right?
No, that is correct. But now, from the logic point of view, you are perfectly doing it. So you should have perfect peace. Because for every given situation, you are planning, you are executing, you are monitoring, and you are controlling it. So you are doing perfect project management.
No, that is what I don't like, is what I'm saying.
No, then...
So there is no peace, because I don't like doing that.
Then...
My mind is trained to do that.
No, that is...
I'm not liking to do it.
No, why?
My mind is trained to do that.
No, why don't you...
Why, I don't know. Meaning, because I am not finding my mind at rest at any point in time. So
No.
I don't like it.
No, Padma.
No, that's what Vilas says. So it's very difficult, Vilas, to really. That is why I always feel that everybody's journey is very different and everybody's state of mind. So it is I only who have to think what I should do to do it. Otherwise, it is very easy to instigate me and say you must be at peace now because you're doing it perfectly. First of all, perfection can never be achieved. That is one thing which I know. Okay, perfection can never be achieved. You can only be doing your best. So I always, in my mind, I have always trained myself to say that I should do something at my best to achieve this. So meaning not to achieve this, whatever I do, I should be doing at my capabilities best or efforts best.
No, that is correct, Padmashri. See, I'm not trying to find any fault at you. What I'm trying to find out from you is, let's say you have to put the best effort, which is correct, and you have logically thought about it, which is also correct. You also selected the option based upon the best option available on every given situation. That is also correct. You have to plan for it, which is also correct. That means, why are you searching for peace? Because that is what peace is all about.
Right, Vilas, because I want to let go of it.
No, my question
The
is...
truth is, I want to let go. I want to let go of it. That is my want. That is my desire. I want to let go of it, but I'm not able to let go.
No, why you are not able to let go, I can give you an answer to it. Maybe you should contemplate or think about it. You are not able to let go not because you're tuned yourself or you're trained yourself like that, because you are finding solace or security or whatever through that. So you cannot let it go. But what you are desiring is...
I should not be unhappy, right?
Yes.
If I'm finding security, I should not be unhappy.
Yes.
But I am unhappy. That I cannot, meaning I'm unhappy in the sense I am not unhappy. I don't want doing this one continuously. I don't want myself doing that. Meaning I have a desire to do something else. Meaning it's not this. I don't want to be logically doing this again and again. So I should be happy. Otherwise, I should not be attending anything. I should be feeling very, comfortable with myself, and I should feel nice that okay, I do logically think about everything. I am secure. I am feeling safe. So I don't need this.
Okay, then the next option for you is find out what other thing you want to do and why you want to do it. Because if you want to let go of this, you have to find out what other thing you have.
Right, and that is the part I am still working on. Meaning I don't know what is it that makes me peaceful. One thing I know that I don't want to do what I'm doing, but what else I have to do is not something which is clear to me.
Okay. Then this path what we have taken, to be honest, will not serve any purpose, to be honest with you. Because this is based upon a philosophy. This cannot be measured, this cannot be implemented in a way which can look what you are doing as secondary and this becomes primary. So that cannot be done. So the only way this can be working for you is you have to find utter dissatisfaction and utter boredom in what you are doing. And then only mind gives up that. If that is not happened and you are enjoying it or you are really...
No, I think you're again mistaking. If I was enjoying it, there would have been no reason for me to even
enjoying in the sense that... I think right. I use the wrong word.
Satisfaction.
No, let me use the right word for you. Its enjoyment here is that why are we doing certain things the way we are doing? Because there is something to be got out of it. So unless we get something out of it, and we know we are getting things out of it, and we are comfortable doing what we are doing, but the process is the one which we don't like. Like you are saying that so many things you have to plan, apply logic, and they do that, which you don't want to do it because this process is not giving you any satisfaction. Whereas the outcome or whatever you want to do is certainly making you stick to that. So when I use the word enjoyment, don't take in a real enjoyment mode. It means that we are comfortable doing what we are doing. It can be anything, but we are comfortable. It's not that we are very uncomfortable of doing it, but we are not satisfied with what has happened. That is okay. But we are comfortable of doing. If we are not at all comfortable of doing, then only you will search for a different one. So the reason the reason why I brought this up for you is, now if you say that I myself don't know what is the other thing I want to do, that means you are presently conditioned to believe that what you're doing is okay, but then but then in the absence of knowing what else you want to do, this seems to be the better option. So there is nothing wrong in your way of doing, but presently you seem to have frustration because you have to do all of this and you want to do something which just flows. Instead of you doing anything about it, it just flows, and hence there is peace. So the thing what you need to contemplate, Padma Shri, in my opinion, is to first find out what is that through whatever you are doing. Say we are talking about this spiritual for the last 2+ years. So in this whole of journey, you sit and contemplate and see which portion of it at any point in time gave you peace. If you think, no, it didn't give me anything at all, except that it makes some sense, but really implementable, not implementable, where am I really making any sense out of it, then you have to really seek, and then the answer comes. So that's a suggestion what I can give you, because these terms what we use is very difficult to logically place it, or to say that okay, this works or this doesn't work, because there is nothing like that. Like you rightly said, each person is in his own journey or her own journey, but you need to see what that next one is and how we can help you. If you say that no, none of you can help me and it is my own thing, then we don't have an answer, or at least I don't have an answer to that. So the reason why I wanted to do this reflection was to see how we can help each other and how we can each other hold our hands and jointly get to a level where then we are independent enough to sail through on our own. It's just like, you require somebody to prepare raft. So one guy knows how to prepare it, one guy knows how to steer it, one guy knows how to make the rod and anchor and other things. So all of that is what we are doing. And after the raft is ready and we are able to make 4 rafts, then we can sail through. So you need to tell what is that you want. Not today. I'm not trying to push you for today, but definitely it is a requirement, Padma Shri. Otherwise, we are groping ourselves in dark with all of these concepts, because Bhagavad Gita is one concept. We looked at Aparokshanabhuti, that's another concept. Then there is Atma Bodha, that's another concept. Then there is Drigdrishya Viveka, that's another concept. We have gone through, and Patanjali Yoga Sutra is another concept. So we have gone through many concepts. So, and everything promises peace. All of these philosophies promise peace in the end. But what is the peace I'm looking at is the question. Then only the answer can be sought from that. Yeah, Padma Shri, go ahead. Oh, sorry. I had somehow my finger had touched the.
You are speaking so far, huh?
Yes, I was speaking and speaking.
But we are telling you that we are not able to hear.
No. I had by mistake, when I was when I was closing my eyes and speaking, and somehow my finger has touched the mute.
Oh, you're speaking from your heart.
So let.
But we have been talking other things. We have three of us. We've been talking, calling, and all that.
Okay. So what I was telling Padmashri is that you need to see what is the other thing you want to investigate, so that you can drop this one. Okay, if you want to drop this one, and to drop this one, see, the philosophy is what we are talking, Padmashri. It only talks about peace, meaning you'll get peace. But then how do you get the peace is we have covered through various philosophies, right from Aparokshanabhuti to Patanjali Yoga Sutra to Tattva Bhovada to this and that, and now we are in Bhagavad Gita. So the first thing that has to come up to us is to see what are we seeking and why are we seeking, the first thing. Second thing is that when we talk about peace, what it can be, meaning without planning or with planning. Is there a possibility in life not to plan anything at all? Is there a possibility that we have to keep planning? Then the third thing is that should it be what I can say, in a way, put in a very logical sense or no logic at all, and how does that work? And the fourth one is that when I say I'm peaceful, what it means to be peaceful. Now, so when we say contentment, and we have spoken about that for a long time. So when we say contentment, who gets contented? Who is this person who gets contented? So when we really do something like that, then the thing what happens is it gives you that second route, what you are looking at. That will be so overwhelming that you will stop automatically doing whatever you are doing, or you will correct whatever you are doing, and ultimately you still continue planning and whatever you are doing and yet be peaceful. So what I wanted to tell you, Padmashri, is that you have to tell us, the three of us, what is that you want from us, because each one of us are hand holding each other. So we are preparing raft to cross. So some people might cross the river, some people don't want to cross the river, some people want to just enjoy. So out of the four of us, some people want to enjoy the stream, absolutely fine. One person might be willing to cross over and don't want to again enjoy at all. That's another way of looking at it. Another one, he or she wants to just swim instead of preparing a raft. Okay, fine, no issues. So like that. So if we all four of us handhold each other, prepare the boat or the raft or whatever it is to cross over or swim safely, whichever way we want, and find the true source of enjoyment and true source of happiness and peace in whatever we are doing, then we can continue it on our own. We can still be meeting, but we know we have taken the right path, which will give us that. So you need to tell me, not today, but certainly you have to tell that what is that you are looking at. You can't be blind, because then it becomes very difficult for you and also very difficult for all of us, because we are in the same journey. So even though the train is the same, that the station is the same, which will take you to death, there is nothing else it will do other than taking you to death. So all of us are going to perish in one way or the other. At an appropriate time, we will be kicked out of the train. But before we are kicked out of the train, we need to know where we are going. And we need to know which is the next destination we are taking. That is the next train we are taking. And because all our train tickets will be different. We might again come back in the same compartment, or we might not come at all. And even if we come to the same compartment, we might not be able to recognize that earlier we had worn that dress and now we are wearing this kind of dress, and we don't know. So while we are here, so we need to find where we are going, why we are going, what's the next destination, and how do we stop the train in case it's possible. How do we stop the train? That is taking further trains. That is what I was speaking, and somehow the out of my closing eyes and talking, I touch the mute button. Yeah, Padmashri, you have to tell.
No, I fully understand. Maybe that is the reason I always feel that I'm disturbing your journey. So if this way of working is not working for me, should I at least not disturb your journey is what I always keep thinking.
No. See, you being with us, we have no problem. But we that also have to help you, right? See, you're seeing
So
such.
you just mentioned it is a problem not only for you, for us also, because we are in the same journey, you said. So I keep thinking about that, because one thing I always know that is these things are, how much ever we are together, it is a journey of our own.
Correct.
So how much ever we are together, meaning we may feel the same thing, we may see the same thing, but still its journey is different. So because as you rightly put, all our journeys, including our vasana, including our prarabdha, everything shapes our journey. So from that perspective, it is a different journey. So I am benefited by this, because as of now, I'm acquiring knowledge only, because I wouldn't have had the option to. I told Lata also once that you people read a lot, you people are coming and telling. So reading and telling, I'm at least knowing what is there in different books and what everything is talked about. What part of it really makes the change that I have to make is still not for me. Meaning, if you didn't find it in Bhagavad Gita, or didn't find it in Aporoksha Anubhuti, and didn't find it in any, you will never find it. Yeah, what you're saying is right. I'm not saying that I will find something other than all these things, but I told you this one also. It is like for me, this whole journey is like a learning swimming or learning cycling. That at some point in time, that knowing that balance will come, meaning how to balance the cycle. That is a subtle fraction of a second thing that will come to you, and I am waiting for that. So for me, I don't see this as a waste. But meaning, though you say that, okay, the philosophies which we are talking will not help if you are thinking like this. So it is, for me, it is not a waste. So from your point, if I feel that if I'm affecting your journey, I will not want to spoil the flow that is there.
No, you are not. See, when I say problem for us, it doesn't mean us in the sense 3 versus you. No. What I'm saying is, the problem here is that, let's say, we have to go together. We have to do. It's like we are just working on one project, right? So I can't say that, okay, now if it is not making sense, it doesn't make sense. No, we have to do something about making sense, because we all have different kind of approaches. We all have different kind of capabilities. Even if you take a normal team, also the same thing, right? There is no difference. So we can't keep on changing the team member just because somebody is like this or like that. Only in extreme cases you have to do that. And in this spiritual journey, you used a word called compassion. So we need to be compassionate towards you rather than finding fault at you. So if you say that if you are coming, if your stay is hurting our journey, that means we are not compassionate. So that means we are not spiritual either. That's as simple as that. So I didn't mean that in that way. What I meant is, it creates problem for you, because it is going to create obstacles in the sense that you are listening to so many things and you are not getting anything which is making that wow moment happen. So it is like we are blocking your progress, even though it is helping you for as a knowledge sake, but there is not something that we are able to practically help you. And what I always intended is to help each other, not only myself. Like you, 3 of you are helping me, and I need to help you. And same thing with Lata, and same thing with Bhatt. So it's not that I only take everything and then leave it. No, I should be able to contribute, I should be able to help. Same thing from the other 3 of you. And as much as it has benefited you, more than that it has benefited me. okay, at least I need to go through it, think about it, contemplate about it. Even while walking, while talking, while sitting on a toilet seat, I need to think, okay, how this works, how that works, and then I get that moment and that I share. So possibly if the three of you were not there, I don't think so I would be doing this. So what I mean is, we need to help each other. So if we are not helping each other, then it becomes an obstacle for each of us. Obstacle of the journey, not about our stay or our meeting. That has got nothing to do. So you are not coming in my way at all, or I don't think so you are coming in other two people's way. What I meant is the obstacle.
Right. No, from my viewpoint, you are helping me. That's all I can say. Whether the problem is that if, but you're helping me in my own way. I'm taking the way the things which make sense to me, and then which helps me get the answer for what I'm doing. And from that perspective, I'm getting all the information that I require to do that. Meaning all that. See, for me, the way I learned is that I still remember the stories which my mother has told, and they occur to me at various junctures, at various points. So like that, even I take it like, I take this discussion like the way I used to have those discussions or storytelling with my mother and my father. It was, I don't know whether they had the idea that we all should go to the path of spirituality, and that is why they told no. There was no reason. They felt that okay, I don't know. They felt like sharing because these were all good things to share, and then there is something about these material things in this world. So to tell that, to give that aspect of life, they were sharing a lot of stories with us. So for me, this is also like that. But then, if there is a pressure on you that I have to graduate to some level, then I feel that pressure should not be there for you.
No, I don't have any pressure at all. See, if I have pressure, then I am not spiritual. As simple as that.
No, that is a conclusion. But then because there is this continuous this one of whether I have understood the whole thing, whether I can experience. No, the way you are telling me is not the way I want to. Meaning I want to experience. No, that is not the way I can experience, because your way of experiencing is slightly different from my way of experiencing it. And you are using the scriptures, you are using the Aporoksha Anubhuti, you are talking about sadhana chatushtaya, and then I understand all those things. But for me, I don't know whether. Again, I will go to that cycling only. There are some people will teach you in a certain way. I have never learned cycling because somebody taught me. I have learned it myself, because I realized that at some point in time that balance will come. Okay, for me, I have learned it myself. So I'm seeing a lot of people learning the cycle, but then nobody told me you hold this hand, you hold that hand. So for me, I feel that this discussion is giving me so much knowledge that some point in time I will be able to lift my leg from the ground.
Perfect. No worries. See, all of the things what we talk about is to motivate all of us to do something. So it is not a rule that everybody should do the same. Even though sadhana chatushtaya says very clearly you should all do the same, it can't be different. And that is the reason the Shankaracharya way of working is very difficult. Advaita is the most difficult. Dvaita is the most easiest, because you have different paths. In Advaita, there is only one single path. There is no different paths. So without sadhana chatushtaya, it is not going to work. And he says what is sadhana chatushtaya, how you should practice. And he doesn't give how. He says what should be practiced, and you have to practice. There's nothing like, oh, is there any other way I can find out? So At least in 4 of us, we don't have to have such rules and regulation that you should do this. I didn't say that you should be doing it. So the motivating factor is why we need, since we are going through their scriptures.
Yeah, Vilas, I will be joining another meeting. You can continue.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
So just a small conclusion here is that since we are dealing with their scriptures, Shankaracharya is the guru. I am not the guru. So I have to go by what he says. I can't go by what I say. I have got nothing to say because he is the guru. So I have to really go by what it says. At the same time, as we are in the journey, I can't force, just like what Shankara would force, because in the case of Shankaracharya, the disciples are 100% always doing that. In our case, we are doing something else. This is a side way of looking at things. So I cannot say that we all need to do the same thing. No. So if it is helping you, which is really helping you, I'm not expecting anything out of you. What I wanted as this reflection is how we can help each other on our path. But if you say that you will find it out yourself, then I can't come in your way saying that no, you have to listen to me and then I will tell you what you require. No, that is not right either.
No, I am saying whatever you are doing is already helping me.
No, that is correct. But
in my own way.
No, that's correct. But the reason, what I am again coming back to these questions, what I had posed. It is good for you to write it down for yourself. You will really appreciate it when you, in few months from today, you will really appreciate it. So you need to.
No, there's no doubt about writing. Writing always helps. It clarifies the thoughts.
Yes.
Even some things which are which I am not able to tell you clearly, formulates itself in a better way. Yes, fully agree with you about writing.
Well, 1 minute.
Was not difficult. Yeah.
1 minute, Padmashri. 9:30. I had a meeting. 1 second. Hello, Ma. Yeah, I forgot. There is a meeting at 9:30 with Uma Maheshwara and team. I'll just join there.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.